Today we're going to go over how to inflate your tub and connect it to a water chiller. First, you'll want to take the tub out of the box and out of the plastic, and then you'll want to pump it up. You'll start by unstrapping your tub and laying it flat. After you've laid your tub flat, you're going to want to locate the air valve. This is where you'll connect the pump to plug it in. In the center of the valve, there's this little pin. When you push it down, you're in a deflate position. So this will allow all the air to come out. So if you pump it up and it's in this position, when you disconnect the pump, all the air will come out. This is in the locked position. When this pin is up, this will seal this valve. And so when you pump it up, the air will stay in the tub. Once you have your tub laid out and the valve in the correct position, you'll want to connect the hose to your pump. There is an inflate side and a deflate side. An easy way to know if your hose is screwed into the inflate side is that when you're pumping it and looking down, the gauge will be right side up. If it's on the deflate side, you're going to be looking at it upside down. Now that the valve on your tub is in the correct position and the hose on your pump is connected to the inflate side, you want to connect the pump to the valve. Push in and twist. Now that your pump is connected, it's time to just start pumping. You want to pump the tub to 10 psi. So you want to pump up to 10 psi. Once you're there, you disconnect the hose. The pump will show 10 psi on the gauge. Now simply disconnect, twist, and put on the cap. So now that your tub is inflated to 10 psi, you're going to want to connect it to an Orca chiller. Now would be a good time to install the wheels. We provide aluminum brackets that you screw onto the mounting brackets on the base of the chiller. This is going to provide a lot more stability and a lot more support to the chiller if you have to move it around anywhere. I would highly recommend installing the aluminum brackets. To install the aluminum brackets, you're going to want to gain access to the bottom of the chiller. I recommend putting down a piece of cardboard or a piece of foam from the chiller box. You want to tip it on the side that doesn't have the power cord. And now you'll have full access to the bottom of the chiller. You're going to have 4 sets of wheels, 4 nuts, 4 lock washers, and 8 flat washers, and 2 brackets. You want to start with the wheel. You want to lock the wheel, so you want to push this down into the lock position, like this. Flat washer, bracket, flat washer, lock washer, and the nut. Now you can slide this in right here in between the bracket and the washer. After you've done the first one, you'll want to do the second one. Again, make sure the wheel is locked. Put on the flat washer, and then just stick this through. And then again, you go flat washer, lock washer, nut. Again, you can hold the nut and spin the wheel. Once the bracket is on both sides, you can use a wrench to hold the nut and you can tighten with the wheel. And then once it's tight, you can unlock it. And now it's free to spin. And then you do that to the other side. Now you just repeat the process for the next mounting bracket. Get the aluminum bracket, flat washer, put the wheel through, another flat washer, a lock washer, and a bolt. Now you just slide it in between the washer and the aluminum bracket. Once that side is on, you can do the other side. Wheel, flat washer, through the bracket, through the hole, flat washer, lock washer, bolt. Now you can tighten it with a wrench. I like to hold the bolt and spin the wheel and unlock it. Same thing on the other side. Hold the bolt, spin the wheel. Now that all the wheels are on the chiller, you can put the chiller back on its base. Now that you have the tub inflated to 10 psi and the wheels on the chiller, it's time to connect the two. The orientation of the tub and the chiller is best in this position. The chiller is always slightly behind the tub, back and to the left. This is the best orientation for the tub and the chiller. Today I'll be connecting the chiller to the tub with our quick release hose kit. This will come with two 72-inch hoses and 4 fittings. We also have an extended version of this kit that'll come with a 96-inch hose and a 72-inch hose. The quick connect fittings look like this. We have a 1/2-inch thread. This will screw into your tub or into the chiller. You want to make sure that they all have this O-ring on the inside. And then this side fits right into the other end of the hose. So to unlock it, you would pull back on this piece. The fitting fits right in here. You push it all the way to the base and then it locks in. You want to start by connecting the fittings to the tub and to the chiller. Now this is a plastic fitting, so you want to make sure to line it up correctly so you don't strip it. And these are all hand tightened. So now that O-ring in here is now making contact with the tub, it's making contact with the fitting. And you want to just tighten it enough to where that O-ring is compressed. Again, tighten it just enough so that O-ring is compressed. Same thing for the chiller. You want to line it up to make sure it doesn't strip. Screw it in until the O-ring has made contact with the chiller and the fitting, and then you want to tighten it just enough to where that O-ring is compressed. The filter housing has a little bit of a recess. When you install this, again, line it up so it doesn't strip. On this one, you can tighten it a little bit tighter because the O-ring is recessed inside the filter housing. Now that you have the fittings in the chiller and in the tub, it's time to connect them with the quick connect hose. Connecting the quick connect hose is as easy as pulling back, pushing to the base, pushing forward. You're connected. And to disconnect, you pull back, remove the hose. It's important to remember that when you're connecting the tub to the chiller and the chiller to the tub, you always go from water out to water in. So outlet to inlet, outlet of the chiller to the inlet of the tub. So let's connect the tub to the chiller. Again, these quick connect hoses make it very, very easy. So here you can see I've connected the outlet of the tub to the inlet of the chiller. And now I'm going to connect the outlet of the chiller to the inlet of the tub. And you're done.